Hey guys, Almost Addicted here, and today I'm going to show you the ultimate Minecraft survival base with everything you need to survive. And this is number 3, I think. I've done 2 before this, so this tutorial is in fast motion, so it will be slow enough for you to be able to build it, but also for people who don't like doing the block for block tutorials or watching them to be able to gain some inspiration from it as well. So it has an underground base also. Well, it's the base part, that's part of the house, so you can use that, and it has a full garden. It'd be a perfect suburban house as well. So yeah, I'm using wood and diorite. I think it gives it a nice texture. Not many people seem to use the diorite, so I thought, yeah, I'll put a bit of diorite in it. But if you want to use wool or quartz, you can do that as well. But my Patreons will get a download for this. So for $1 a month, because I'm poor, mate, I'm struggling, mate, right, I'll be honest with you, $1 a month you get all my downloads and stuff like that. So if you want to use them for a server or use any of my builds, just send me a message on there and I will send it over to you, and then you can put it in your Minecraft servers, and yeah, you can earn money on that if you like, or even if you just want to share it with your friends and tell your friends you've done it. So yeah, but yeah, I try to get back to all my Patreons on there and stuff, and if you want extra content on there, I'll try and do that as well. But yeah, I'm just trying to kind of put builds out, some long tutorials, some short tutorials. Obviously can't do the big long tutorials all the time, hopefully you understand that. But yeah, I will, if you want an item list for this, leave a comment down below and I'll try and put it in the pinned comments for you. But slap a like on the video, it really does help me out as well. But without further ado, let's build this. I'm probably going to stumble across all my words as I do normally, but you guys are probably used to that by now. Right, so what I started off doing is getting the oak, a bit of birch and some of the spruce. Now you should be able to see, because I'm kind of dividing them up by how many you need to count, but there's a gap in between the doorway of 5. So yeah, I'm using the lectins, diorite and some of the oak as well. And as you can see, I'm just making this little garage thing. Everything's divided up so you can pause the video and take a look at it really and kind of replicate it. But I decided to go with 2 garages, and yeah, then I started to use the bamboo with a bit of the bush as well, because I thought that actually looks like quite a good tree actually. Out the side here, now you can change everything about this house. So at the top I've got a plank and then some kind of trapdoors at the side, and then just a little trapdoor thing there. Yeah, so I brought some stairs down, and as you can see, you can pause the video, and I've kind of done it in stripes because I knew I was going to do it like this, so you guys can count the stripes individually. And yeah, there's a 3 gap in between here, and I'm kind of just making a staircase. Your staircase doesn't have to be like this. I decided to have mine winding round like this and then use that part of the underground base. So yeah, I'm just going round there so you can count it all, pause the video, and yeah, stairs are curling around here, and I decided it'd be quite cool if I brought the stairs forward as well, so it kind of like winds round with these staircases, and then some spruce on. So we're using the spruce, birch, the oak trapdoors and some diorite. So yeah, and yeah, you can change the windows here. You can have 2 windows, 1 windows, and then I'm just putting that over the top. So got some birch here, and then I put a log at the side and a log either side there. As you can see, it's just diagonal from the other thing, and then I just filled all this in with some of the birch. Now in between each section here is about 5 gaps each time. So 5 gaps here using the stairs with the birch, and then I do another 5 gaps and another 5 gaps. I try to keep it with 5s, so you know, everybody would kind of know what's going on. Now this is level with the opposite side. These 2 level at the opposite side, so I think there's a bit of a different gap. Now this one, 5 again, and it should be diagonal. If you have a look here, it's not directly the same with the log that we've got over there, but yeah, 3 gaps between that one, so 3 gaps there, and then this log is level with the other side. Okay, so now here, 5 gaps between each one of these as well, so get that across, 5 gaps, super easy. And then I did stripes here, so you can pause it here, count those stripes, and then yeah, so it's just like 1 1 1 1 1 or whatever. Height wise, just up to the same height as obviously the front. Yeah, put birch around here. I decided to do exactly the same on this side as the back. So only for these bits, like these kind of, it's like garage door sort of things. So yeah, and then the lecterns on top, running the diorite around it with some lecterns going round. I just think it makes a good balcony. It looks all right. It's not bad. So yeah, filled it in. You can have a 2 window, 1 window. You can even have a massive window, but I put dirt, trapdoors around it, 2 trapdoors at the side, and just an oak slab in the middle. And I've done that for pretty much every single window. So once you know one window, you know them all. But that's kind of the basics of it. I'm filling in the diorite there, and then obviously putting a slab across the top of each pole, and then just straight across where we've got there. So as you can see here, I decided to just keep this window thing. It's kind of simple, but I kind of like it. I think it really works. And then the bamboo with a bit of bush. You can really change this to however you like, but yeah, it doesn't have to be the same way that I've done it. It really doesn't at all. It's not going to change the build, so you don't have to panic about it. So yeah, filled in just normal flowers, and same with here, 2 windows, got some bush going around it as well with the log. And then yeah, these windows exactly the same as the other side, so filling that in, and then some bush at the side there as well. So yeah, and then for the base, just filled it in. On the ground floor though, I decided to just put some birch there instead, or is it spruce, sorry. And then I decided to put like an exit out the back here, so you can just take some blocks out there, put a doorway, maybe some slab over the top, and use some bamboo. So yeah, you've literally got your base done. You could even have that as a house, like, and just have a garden on top if you don't want the big house on top. Yeah, and then just 3 by 3, just taking out the path using the spade, and then just yeah, running some fence around it. You can put some gateways into the place at different places, but I kind of wanted the gateways to level up with our is it garage door areas there. So I thought, yeah, just keep it all kind of symmetrical, so it kind of looks a bit more aesthetically pleasing. I can never say that word. And then obviously I've got an exit on an entrance into where we have got the doorway there. Same way at the back as well. So yeah, just kind of a 3-gap path. And yeah, put some campfires down, I put some lanterns down, made a little pond area. It's just a rectangle really. And yeah, I kind of yeah, made a little kind of wheelbarrow design or something, and just a little farm at the side. But if you want to make the whole front lawn like filled with your farm and stuff like that, you can do that at the back. You can maybe put your beetroot and stuff. But yeah, so I brought this up altogether. I think it's 7 high, including the one next to the lectern. So bring these up 7 high like that. 3 gaps where the stairway is, and then another 3 gaps here, another 3 gaps there. In between would be 5 gaps. So yeah, just 6 like that. Now this, imagine you've got 3 gaps at the front and 2 gap running all the way around. So if you're walking around this build, you will have 2 gaps from the lectern and from the post. And I've just done that like that, brought them up to the same height as what we've got those logs over there. And that one's in line with that one, that one's in line with that one. And then I did 2 spaces there, 3 spaces, and then a space going all the way across where we're still continuing on with the 2 gap space that you can walk around the build. So yeah, I'll go up in the air, you can pause that, just check where they are. So basically you should have a 2 gap going all the way around where you can walk around the whole build, apart from at the front where it's 3 gaps just on the right hand side. So yeah, and then I just kind of like filled it out with a skeleton of the build, a framework. And if you just watch where I'm putting the frames, it's just kind of like a rectangle there and just a square. So yeah, just like that. And then I started on with my roof. So I brought the roof up like that. If you just pause the video, look where I'm actually putting it. I used the birch and the oak. So the trim around the outside is oak, and then on the inside a bit of birch. So yeah, and then here 5 gaps again. Surprise, surprise. And then this time we've got 1 gap here. And then put it together like this. I kind of wanted like a little kind of outhouse coming on. So yeah, brought this up. I think that's about 7 high. You can make it 8 high, 9 high, and make it even bigger. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I think it's 4 from the left hand side roof. The top of the left hand side roof, it's 4 logs high. So yeah, something like that. But you can do it 5 logs high. It's not going to make much of a difference to the build. It'll just mean your build's bigger. And then I brought this so it locks into the other side, and then brought it up like this, and then there's a 5 gap there. So what I've done on the front with this kind of thing is exactly the same on the back. So as you can see here, the framework's exactly the same from the front to the back, and then just put a roof on the top like that. So yeah, so not all of the back's exactly the same, but some of the back is, do you know what I mean? Just the left hand side looking from here. So yeah, if you have a look where it's lined up, yeah. So I brought this roof up and brought the birch so it lines up with the other side of the logs of that other roof. So yeah, simple roof, easy, yeah. And now this side, if you watch carefully where I'm putting the frames, I think exactly the same as the front and the back. So what I've done on the front, I've done on the back, and then just put a little framework. It's 2 from the top of that roof, and then I kind of thought I'd bring up a big roof, but I didn't know if I wanted to go past it, so I ended up going, so when it just drops down, it should drop down on top of the other roof like that. So if you can see where it's dropped down. So I brought this across, did exactly the same, so bring it up, and then when it's just about to drop down, it should drop down and touch on top of the roof, and then filled it on with all in with birch, and then obviously put the oak across the top. I just thought it was a cool idea. I've not seen many people do it because it's quite difficult to try and get the 2 roofs to kind of lock in together. So yeah, I filled all the inside in with diorite, and I was going to replace the windows. Same on the other side as well, exactly the same. Just fill it in with the diorite there. Same here, so at the back, just fill it all in with the diorite just behind our oak that we've put. So like that, and then I took out some windows, so I did a bigger window here. So it's a 3x4 window, same window design as before, slab, 2 trapdoors at the side. I use white stained glass for this. And this entrance here, I brought it down, so as you can see it's at the roof level there, but I brought it down a little bit more, put some trapdoors underneath for a nice little trim. And this was going to be the entrance into the build, so I wasn't going to completely fill this up, because as you can see we've got the little balcony with the lecterns and stuff. So yeah, here put birch across the top and put a big window there. So just fill it all in with diorite. You can do whatever size window you like, be exactly the same. Now at this side here, it's kind of like what we've done with the garages there, but I've put 2 doors there instead, and just kind of like 2 windows. I do exactly the same on the other side. Fill in all diorite there and leave a doorway, obviously we can get through, because we're going to be doing a little bit of the inside. And yeah, top window like that, 2 strips at the side here, fill it all in with diorite, and then a little bit of birch at the bottom, and just do a big window there. So 2 windows at the side, and then yeah, bit of dirt and trapdoors around it. But you can change this completely, yeah, exactly what we've done on the front, do it the same on the back. Or you can change the windows, so you can have different window heights, you can have different window width, and yeah, don't panic about it, it's not going to make it look bad. Like as long as you've got all the diorites and you're kind of using the same kind of principles and designs, it should look pretty good. So yeah, a bit of lanterns around as well. So yeah, as you can see, you can just pause it here probably and just be like, yeah, right, I'll do this and this. So on this side window here, I had this birch run all the way around, so I brought this kind of like window ledge up to the side, brought it all the way around so it fits into the small roof, and then brought this up so as you can see the level of it, it just fits in with the other roof. And then I brought this roof out, took a bit out so it actually fits in, so the 2 windows are now locking in together. Decided here to have a little balcony, so you can pause it here, have a look where I've put them down and put a little balcony. Don't get too worried about, oh, am I doing this right, am I doing this right? There's no right or wrong way, just do it whatever way you feels good, and you can experiment with it. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but if you do want exactly the same house, you can always become a Patreon. It really helps me out, and you get the build pre-built for you, so you don't have to do anything, and you can kind of study it a little bit more closely then. At the back here, yeah, just fill it all in. I was going to do a back entrance like I did the front entrance, but I decided to actually fill this in, so stripes at the side and just a nice big window. I think it's a 3x3 window, same design with the dirt and the trapdoors with slab and the trapdoors at the side, at the top even. Here, yeah, birch across. I'm putting the stairs because it just adds a little bit more detail. It looks like it's got a little gap underneath the ledge there. So yeah, you can fill it all in blank at the side. If you want some blank bits where it's just all diorite, you can do that. And yeah, these windows here, I thought it was a bit too plain, so I just put 2 little windows at the side, put some trapdoors on the top of the thing, and it kind of looks like shutter doors on your windows. So yeah, hopefully getting a bit of inspiration of how I did this at the very least, because I tried to do it a bit different from your normal houses, and you can probably get something from it at the very least. But yeah, did a nice little doorway here, a bit higher than normal, but yeah, big window here, and yeah, exactly the same design. I think this is a 4x4 window, maybe something like that. And then added 2 things at the side, add some flowers. I think I just stuck to the same flowers, but you can change the flowers as well, and here as well. And I did that, yeah, filled those windows in, and I'm pretty much done. How's it will start? Look in the back garden, I've got a bit of like, it's a bit more rough, bit of like red flowers in there, and then I just added some buttons around the area where you feel it looks plain. There you go, I just add some buttons around and it looks a little bit better, I think. On the inside you can do it however you like, so you can have different floor levels like this, stairs curling round. But obviously if you want a second video on this, I kind of left the bottom plain for you guys to be able to do your own thing, because I'm on flat land, I can only do so much. Stairways winding up, hopefully it gives you a bit of inspiration of how I've wound them. There's no right or wrong way. But anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Something a little bit different. I do block for block tutorials on this channel as well, but I kind of wanted to do something a bit more faster, and hopefully, yeah, different people will watch it, because not everybody builds these on Minecraft, but some people just like watching them. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Slap a huge like on the video, it really does help me out, and I shall catch you in the next video. So peace out.